Hey everybody, my name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Welcome to your Coltrane Tuesdays for this, the third day of November in the year 2020. That's right, it is Election Day. And you may have noticed that the people around you in your life seem a little bit stressed right now, and the tensions seem a little high right now, which is absolutely true for me as well. So I hope that you are doing what you need to do to help you weather these challenging and stressful times that we're living in. So please, let me know how you're doing, and I would love to know that there's other people out there, and would be happy to reciprocate and offer whatever positive energy or thoughts I certainly can. As always, of course, I am also grateful to anyone who can let me know that in fact the video and audio are functional, because I don't always know, and things can sometimes go strangely. So today, the big show number, 49. We're coming up on 52 straight shows for this season, coming up on a chance for me to do something else on my Tuesday afternoons for a little bit. We're going to see how that goes. We'll talk a little bit about that. If there is the energy in our online space here today, we could also do a round of the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. We're definitely going to do a song by Chris Matthews. We're definitely going to, or actually I'm going to do a song by Chris Matthews, and you're going to get to participate in it by hearing it and listening to it. I'm also going to do a song by Rob from the band ilyAIMY, coming up in just a little bit. And in the meantime, I can spend a moment here to tell you how the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game works in the event that we go that route today. So if you are interested and want to engage with that, that's a thing that you can do. So let me tell you how that would work. The Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game works by, it's a game that we play together here in the space. You who are out there virtually, and me who is here in the attic stairwell of my house, which is a little chilly right now, but that's neither here nor there. The folks who are live online with us give me song requests, song suggestions that I have to respond to in one way or another. If the song that is requested is one that I know, I will go ahead and do my best to play it. It will be unrehearsed. It will be probably more than a little rough around the edges, but we will be able to go ahead and move forward with that. If the song that is requested is one that I kind of sort of know, like I've heard it before, or I've seen a bunch of other people perform it, or I have a piece of it lodged into my head from when I heard it on the radio 25 years ago, I will attempt to figure out how to play it right here in front of everybody. If the song is one that I do not know at all, or at least that I don't recognize in the moment, I have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. That's how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. It looks like haven't gotten any comments just yet, so folks who are out there, please say hi. Let me know that you're there. I'm always grateful for that, because who among us isn't grateful for a voice responding from the wider world saying, I see you, I hear you. That's the kind of validation we all want, right? And so I'm happy to give that validation to you when you give comments here, and I'm also grateful if you can let me know that's how things are working on this end. All right. So I mentioned I'm going to be doing songs by Chris Matthews and by Rob Hinkle. And both of these songs are ones that I, in fact, learned back in 2018. So this is not a case where I'm starting from scratch and coming up with a brand new song this year. But it is, in both cases, I went back and looked at the tape from earlier. I'm like, wow, that doesn't hold up quite as well as I might have hoped. It's definitely worth taking another crack at it. Among other things, my lighting, I think, is significantly better now. But we'll see how other pieces of it go. It was also fun to revisit these songs because it was a realization that, I did a pretty good job teaching myself these songs last time. I'm not starting from scratch, so that is definitely helpful as well. As I promised in the messages I was posting around beforehand, both of these songs are pretty topical, because of course it is, as you may have heard, Election Day. So I'm starting off with a song by Chris Matthews, and I'll tell you more about Chris in just a moment, but I will start off with this song that Chris wrote a while ago. The song is called American History 19. The 19 is written in Roman numerals. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly, and it's not supposed to be American History XIX, but that's what you would want to search for if you're looking for it online. In the description for the video right now, there's information about a Kickstarter that Chris has going, and I will tell you more about that shortly. But first, I need to see what I can do with this song that Chris wrote, which is about our current situation. It's apropos every time Election Day comes around. In fact, it may be something that I start doing on the Coltrane Tuesday show every time we get to Election Day. It is about what role we do, what we do in our society, what role we can play in our society. American History 19. Let me see if I can get this right. That says no one fights alone. I wear it to remind me how the hardest fights were won. It was a gift from a friend when she was fighting cancer. Such simple words, such a powerful answer. Intolerance and fear are spreading like malignant cells do. Faster every day, threatening to tear this world in two. They say you cannot fight for peace, but I say it's time to fight for change. If we let hate divide us, things will always stay the same. So don't let them make you bitter, make you give up and stay home. If you want to make the world better, we're going to have to do it on our own. Your vote makes a difference, yes, your vote makes a difference. When it's all said and done now, no one fights alone. So once again we must decide which way the needle is to move. Will it be forwards or backwards, not red, green or blue? And we can't be the land of liberty and justice for all. And America's new motto is build that wall. Hate and fear are cancers of our consciousness. They breed intolerance. That's how we got in this mess. You cannot fight for peace, but it's time to fight for change. If we let hate divide us, things will always stay the same. So don't let them make you bitter, make you give up and stay home. If you want to make the world better, we're going to have to do it on our own. Your vote makes a difference, yes, your vote makes a difference. When it's all said and done now, no one fights alone. The blood of a woman who was told she wasn't good enough to vote running through your veins. We've got the blood of a black man who was told he wasn't good enough to vote running through our veins. So you can sit there and tell me that your vote doesn't matter. I'm gonna sit here and show you how the world changed after they could vote. So don't let them make you bitter, make you give up and stay home. If you want to make the world better, we're gonna have to do it on our own. Your vote makes a difference, yes, your vote makes a difference. When it's all said and done now, no one fights alone. Remember, no one fights seems to be a bit rough around the edges, but I hope everyone was able to hear that. Chris Matthews' song American History 19. Let me tell you a little bit more about Chris Matthews. First off, you definitely should look for Chris online. Chris Matthews, it's C-R-Y-S, Chris Matthews. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that Chris has been doing recently and has coming up soon. Just recently, Chris and her girlfriend, really, Heather May, the two of them have been performing and doing shows all over, and since the pandemic started, have been doing all of these really great online shows. They got to go appear on a PBS show called Songs at the Center. If you've been flipping through PBS on the evenings, on the weekends, you may have sometimes come across this show. It's basically performers in the round doing sort of a song swap sort of thing. It's a very, very cool. They got to tape an episode of that show and they're going to be on it. That's going to air in May, so definitely look for that. In the meantime, just a couple of days ago, Chris got to be part of the Greenwich Village Folk Festival online this year. That happened on November 1st. You can still watch it. I'll post a link after the show so you can go check that out. This year, or at least on this particular online event on the 1st of November, included great performers like Tom Paxton, Freebo, Alice Howe, and of course, Chris Matthews. So definitely go check that out. Look for the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. And another really cool thing that is happening right now that Chris is working on, Chris has launched a Kickstarter for a brand new full-length album called Changemakers. Definitely check out the link to that. That is already in the description right now. You can go follow that link over to Chris's Kickstarter page. Chris is well on her way to the goal. And you know, as you may know, recording a full-length album with all the production and all the studio time and all the other instrumentalists who are involved with it, it can be fairly daunting and pretty expensive proposition. It is very cool that Chris is already well on her way to meeting the goal of having it fully funded. There are 22 days left. There's going to be a couple more weeks here in November to reach her goal. If she doesn't reach the goal, all the money goes away. So we definitely want to make sure Chris reaches this goal because I want to hear this album, and I bet you do too. So go check out Chris's video and her Kickstarter page for the Changemakers album, which she is working on now. So go definitely check all of those things out. Let's see, we've got a few folks here with us online. We could, if the energy is there, do a round of the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. But that's kind of up to you. If everyone is sort of stressed out of their minds and just wants to go do something else, that's fine. If we're at a point where this is a welcome distraction, or a way to sort of channel our energy into something positive, yay, I would be glad to facilitate that. So let me mention to you how the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game works, and we will go from there. In case you missed it at the top of the show, the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game involves you who are live online with us making requests. And then I have to respond to those song requests in some way, shape, or form. If the song that's requested is one that I know, then I will go ahead and perform it. I will not have rehearsed it, so it will probably be a little shaky, but it will probably be listenable. So if the song that's requested is one that I kind of sort of know, like I've heard a bunch of other people play it over open mics over the years, or I've had it on a Spotify playlist that I've heard a bunch of times, or I used to listen to it on the radio 25 years ago, and I figured it out at some point decades ago how to play it, but I don't remember anymore. I then have to figure out how to play it here in front of you, and it's my response to that request. If the song that is requested is not one that I know at all, or one that I just don't recognize and I have no idea what someone is talking about, I have to make up a brand new song right here on the spot with the same name as the song that was requested, thereby technically satisfying the requirement. That is how we play the Not for Coltrane Stump the Band game. And as of this moment, it seems like the things have been pretty quiet. So we may not end up going that direction, but we're going to see. Let's see here. Here's another thing I can do. Doing that little thing probably will help the audio not cut out later in the show. Maybe. We'll see. We could. One of the things that we could do is I could skip right ahead to the ilyAIMY song. So I definitely will tell you a little bit about Rob and ilyAIMY now. as we're deciding what we want to do. And also, we're going to do a brief visit to the Coltrane Civics Corner. And I may go ahead and launch into that if I don't hear anything else from folks who are live online with us. Rob Hinkle, a good friend, someone who has, I started going to the same open mics as Rob 25 years ago, back when I was quite a bit younger and had more hair. And Rob has continued to be a tremendous performer and songwriter and doing all sorts of cool things. Rob with his band ilyAIMY, ilyAIMY, stands for I Love You and I Miss You. You should be able to find it online using I Love You and I Miss You. Just put the first letters together. You'll be able to find that. Rob has also been doing lots of cool things, including he's moved his open mic online, virtual open mic, which I've gotten to participate in a couple of times, and has done lots of other facilitating of people doing live online events in our new reality that we're all living in. And speaking of which, I should mention this too, ilyAIMY has a webcast coming up tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening, live from the Lair at 7 p.m. Eastern from ilyAIMY's social media. ilyAIMY's social media is linked in the description of this video right now. This is going to be a multi-platform live stream. It looks like Rob has found a way to go simultaneously to places like Twitch as well as Facebook and some others, so you can check that out. And Rob and his partner Kristen are going to be together in person at the Lair at their house, and Heather Aubrey Lloyd, Rob's longtime music-making partner, who was also an instrumental member of ilyAIMY, is going to be joining them remotely for part of that show. So definitely check that out. Tomorrow evening, ilyAIMY live from the Lair, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I'm not seeing a whole lot else. So I think maybe at this point I will launch into the brief visit to the Coltrane Civics Corner. Probably the last. I don't know if it's going to be the last one of these for a little while. That's one of the things we need to talk about. I think I will save Rob's song. We'll come to that at the end. If I don't get any other song Stump the Band requests, I will just go straight to Rob's thing. But I do want to. I've been thinking about this and some things that I wanted to communicate on this highly stressful, somewhat emotionally fraught day. So it's like 4 things that I'm trying to keep in mind that I hope that you can also keep in mind. Number 1, please vote. Please, 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 please vote. It is super important that everyone who is able to, that everyone should be able to, that we all get out there and vote to determine the course of our communities, our states, our country, all of these important things. If you have already voted through some kind of early voting or through voting by mail, that is awesome. Yay. If you have the ability and can help other people also vote, that's even better. If you are in a situation, maybe you have a friend or a family member who has mobility challenges and could use transportation to and from their polling place today. Maybe it's someone who has childcare limitations and you can watch their kids for a little bit so they can step out and go to the polls. Anything that there's an opportunity like that you can do, that's great. If you are in a situation where you are just totally emotionally taxed right now and that is not something you do, that is also okay. That is also okay because there's a good reason for us to keep our powder dry emotionally, and which is going to be one of the other points I'm talking about momentarily. If you got a mail-in ballot, please do not mail it at this point because it will not get there in time. There's no way that it will get there in time. There are drop-off locations where you can drop it off so that it will get counted when it's supposed to. Or if you're not trusting in that situation, you can go to the polls in person. You let the poll workers know, hey, I got a mail-in ballot. I have not returned it. You should be able to cast what's called a provisional ballot, so that will get sorted out in the days afterwards. Go to votespa.com for all of the most recent 100% correct information about voting here in Pennsylvania. Please don't take my word for it. I'm just some random dude on the internet. Go to the official state portal here in Pennsylvania for all the information about how to vote and how to make sure that your vote is counted, how to do all of those important things to be part of that. Second, we're going to have to hold in mind that, in fact, in no election in this country ever have all of the votes been counted on by 12 p.m. on election day. The idea of election night is something that essentially the media has kind of been promoting for quite a long time, since the technology has gotten a little bit better. I know because I was a reporter for many years, and what we would do in the newsroom on election night, they'd order in pizza, and we get in and we try to look at all the unofficial returns as they were coming in, and try to figure out what we could. The reality is that it's always taken multiple days to finish counting all of the provisional ballots, to finish counting all of the absentee ballots. And so with these unofficial returns on election night, if I was covering, say, a city council race or like a school board race or something like that, and if there were, by the end of election night, there are still 300 absentee ballots that haven't been counted. This would have been a normal year before everyone was doing voting by mail, in quite the same way in Pennsylvania. Maybe 300 absentee ballots, but maybe this one candidate is up by like 1,200 votes. We don't have the complete results yet. We also know that those 300 votes are not going to change the winner or the loser. It might mean that the person who's won actually won by 1,500 votes. Maybe they actually won by only 900 votes, but either way, we can confidently say that no matter what else happens, we're reasonably confident that this person won. That isn't always the case, and there definitely were cases where we didn't have enough information on election night to be able to say we're confident. In those cases, we'd have to say that the headline of the story is really tight race between these couple of candidates who are fighting for a seat on the school board or fighting for a seat on the county council or whatever the local race was that I was covering as part of that. In some places, in some parts of the country, if the margin of victory is close enough, it triggers an automatic recount. And certainly, if it's case where the vote is close, there would be a recount triggered anyway. That's not new. Think about all the times that we've just had recounts for Senate races or state Senate races or anything like that in our area. It's not that uncommon that there are at least some parts of the process that we don't know as soon as the polls close on election day. So that part is not new, and the fact that if we don't have all of the things definitively figured out by 1 a.m. tomorrow morning doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the process. That's normal. It's just that the emotions are a lot higher this year, and also some of the way people are talking about it is definitely a little bit more intense than it has been in some cases. So there's that question. We need to hold that in mind of not necessarily knowing all of the details, and that's okay. It doesn't delegitimize the process. That's normally how things go. People who have been doing vote counting to have as their job, as they're elected officials or they're employed in county election bureaus all over the country, they have a pretty good idea what they're doing in the vast majority of cases. There are always a few slip-ups. There's always, this new volunteer put a stack of 12 ballots in the wrong pile. That's okay. The system is designed to sort of account for that kind of human error and then allow for the correction of that kind of human error when the votes are actually tabulated. So we need to hold that in mind. I certainly need to hold that in mind. It's a process. Third thing, much like with coronavirus, and all of us have gotten used to wearing masks, right, and doing these things, and we know that when we wear a mask, it's because we're protecting the people around us. I wear a mask to protect my mask protects you, your mask protects me, as you've heard over and over and over again. It's because I don't know if I might be infectious. I don't think I'm infectious, but since there's a non-zero possibility that I am infectious, I'm going to wear a mask just in case to help make sure that I'm not spreading bad things to you because I care about you and you're in my community. Similarly, when we're sharing information tonight and over the next couple of days, we need to take that same kind of approach of, I don't think my information is bad, and I'm still going to be extra cautious because there's going to be lots of information flying around. Some of it may sound too bad to be true. Some of it may sound too good to be true. So, we all have what's called confirmation bias, where somebody we don't like is reported to have done something that we think is horrible, and we want to amplify that message. Especially tonight, we want to hold back on that, wait for some more confirmation, wait for some more things to put it in context, and even, frankly, when we're making jokes, things that sound like, to us, sound like they should be, of course, everyone's going to know this is so ridiculous that it's a joke. Well, guess what? There are lots of things that we thought were beyond the pale that are still, at this point now, within the realm of plausibility for a lot of people. So we all need to be very, very cautious. The same way we put on masks to avoid spreading bad things, we need to be extra cautious in our conversations, in our phone calls, especially in our social media posts, and in our retweets and our sharing of things that other people have posted. Additional time, additional thought, additional confirmation of what we spread, because that can really, really hurt the process, and it can really hurt people's faith in how democracy works. So let's be really, really, really careful on that. And finally, that whatever else we do, it does not end tonight. Not just because the votes may not all, in fact, like every other election, just because the votes are not all done counting tonight, it's not done tonight. Whatever happens, whatever the outcome of the election ultimately is, we are not done. We're going to be there's still going to be a need to protest in all sorts of ways. There's still going to need to assemble in all sorts of ways, to call our elected representatives, to push them to help make this a better community and make a better country. Whatever we believe, we're not done. It's gonna involve lots more work, which is hard to hear right now, and it's hard for me to conceive right now, but we are definitely not done. And there's lots more work that we still have to do. I love this country. I think it's worth fighting for. And I can have an awareness of it is not perfect by any means. And just like I am not perfect, or just like people I love are not perfect, I can still love an institution, I can still love a country, and have my brain is enough to be able to say, yes, I have an awareness of ways it needs to improve and the fact that I still love it. Unlike other people, but like myself, there's an opportunity to improve things about ourselves and about our country to make it even better. And there are lots of important ways that I think it does need to improve. Lots of important ways that I think I need to improve. So we're going to continue to work on that. I ask you to join me in that in whatever way we possibly can, with the awareness that things are not done right now. All right, so the comment section has been either it's not working or it's been very, very, very quiet today. So I'm going to move ahead to the song from ilyAIMY, written by Rob Hinkle. The song is called Terms, and it actually is a nice segue from what I was just talking about, in that it's a look at this idea that we are not done. Election day is not the end. It is maybe the end of a chapter, but it certainly is not the end of the story. There's lots more that continues to happen with that. The song is called Terms, and it talks about how we all have lots at stake, not just in the election, but in everything else that comes after it. So let's see if I can get this together. As I mentioned, you should definitely check out ilyAIMY live from Lair tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock Eastern, and check out Chris Matthews' Kickstarter. All right, the song is called Terms. Stocks jumped and so did the brokers. What a jolt, what a ride. Just found out I got skinny in the game, and I've been hitting F5 like an amateur. Showing my age with my subjects and glances, and my choices of logos and pants. Just found out I got skinny in the game, and I've been screaming my loudest with the rest of them. I've been screaming my loudest with the rest of them. faces. I'm still waiting on those roads and the potholes and the patches. No one else gets it. We got skin in the game. Y'all just duck and blame with all the rest of them. Sweat is choking, but at least they've got covered. And California is burning, but at least they've all got insurance. And Bezos is grinning, cause he knows it's deductible. And just pay up and smile at the rest of them. Yeah, pay up and smile like the rest of them. What, you guys gonna sit back and laugh? So to the lyrics, you know, inspiration only gets you so far. Just found out I got some skin in the game, and I've been singing my heart out for hours. I'm waiting by the phone and the road and the courthouse. I've been waiting all alone and with saints and with rapists, and we all found out we got skin in the game, but it sure seems like nobody gets it. Yeah, it sure seems like nobody gets it. Just gonna sit back and laugh. I've come to terms with my place in the country, my privilege, my hatred, the well-deserved currency. The airways are filled with absolute surety that nobody matters. Freedom's a fallacy, majority for sure. That don't mean you know me, it's no zero-sum game till everyone is bleeding. When you're sit back and laugh. Wrap it up. Just found out you're as sure as the rest of us, and I can't wait till you figure out why. I'm hoping you'll soon be as sore as the rest of us, and I'm thinking that you'll figure out why. I'm showing my age with my first person narrative. I just thought I had something to say. Turns out that I am a product of all of you people, and I guess that sort of makes us the same. Yeah, I guess that sort of makes us the same. What, you gonna sit back and laugh? I've come to terms with my place in the country, my privilege, my hatred, my well-deserved currency. The airways are filled with the absolute certainty that nobody matters. Freedom's a fallacy, majority rule sure. And I don't mean you know me, no. Zero-sum game till everyone is bleeding. When you're gonna sit back and laugh. The song is Terms. The band is ilyAIMY. The songwriter is Rob Hinkle. So like I say, go check out ilyAIMY on all the socials. Definitely go check out their webcast on tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Wednesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, I should say. So definitely go see that. Go check out Chris Matthews' Kickstarter. Watch for Chris Matthews and Heather on the Songs at the Center on PBS coming up in the spring. And definitely go check out Chris's performance along with all the other great performers as part of the Greenwich Village Folk Festival. And did I mention her Kickstarter? Definitely check out Chris Matthews' Kickstarter. I'm going to go try to deal with the things that I'm feeling, and I'm sure that you are dealing with the things that you are feeling. It is okay, whether that means taking deep breaths, doing meditation or yoga, or just lying on the floor and screaming. Whatever you need to do, we're going to get through this. We're going to find ways to come together and make good things happen. no matter what else happens, we have the possibility to improve things and make things better. That's what I'm going to keep coming back to, and I hope that you are able to also find a place of hope to continue with things as they go. My name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Here's hoping that 1 week from now, I will be right here in this same space doing this same kind of thing, and we'll play some Not for Coltrane, Stump the Band, and proceed with things coming up soon. Show number 52. Keep that in mind, and so watch for that. My name is Mike. I am not for Coltrane. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you next time.